housemate to be evicted from the big Brother Naija no loose guard house is Chizoba. Ben, you have been evicted.
So guys, on Big Brother's website and their page, they had announced that this week's live eviction show was going to be a nightmare. But guys, the nightmare not really jig. It was more or less like sweet dreams and not a nightmare, because what the heck was that? Ben and Chizoba got evicted and we all saw that coming. And I was expecting more or less like, you know, 3 to 4 evictions, or probably an eviction from each pair of the duo dynamic. But then, what is this? I beg. Guys, show me a supportive and a proud husband and I will show you Kellyrae. Because what? Dude was just hyping his wife. He was just praising her, showering out his praises. He even gave her a high five because, you know, it's long overdue. More or less like every of the housemates, every member of the house, they saw it coming. Like they literally needed someone to put Onyeka in her place. And Kassia and Victoria had done that. So they were literally happy. So before we get into the details of this, hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's me, your girl Samuel, and this is Bible PC. You're especially welcome to my channel. Guys, do you like my outfits? How do I look? So quickly, let's dive straight into our business of today, because we sure do have a lot to talk about. Do not forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notification bell button to be amongst the first set of people to see my videos each time I post a new one. Also, share my videos with family and friends and comment your thoughts down below. Let's have, you know, 1 or 2 conversations. So quickly, let's dive straight into it. Following the fight between Kassia, Victoria against Onyeka immediately after the Friday wage attacks, guys, the entire house have been hyping her up and praising her. It seemed as though they all wanted this fight to happen. They needed somebody to put Onyeka in her place, because I mean, she's been overbearing and she's been doing a lot. She's been doing the most, but aside from them doing their usual kumbaya and friendship and, you know, whatnot, they needed somebody to do this, and Kassia had helped them out, and the likes of Tofa, they were just hyping her up. Even Anita at some point, they came to hype her up. Nelly even came to have a conversation with the girls, with her girls, and you know, all of them, they were all for it. It was more or less like the housemates needed somebody to, you know, stand up to Onyeka and call out on her BS, on her bullshit. And then Kassia was like more or less like the weapon fashioned against Onyeka. In content-wise, of course, in a good way, not in a bad way. And she had stood up to Onyeka and she gave her the ends, the bass boost of the Friday night. Shortly after the fight, Ozzy immediately went to Victoria to, you know, confront her and have a conversation with her. And in the conversation, Onyeka was like, funny how the fight moved from Kassia to her. It was more or less like Onyeka has been spoiling for the fight, so Onyeka needed to have a fight with her and she has gotten it. And you know, she was just, you know, going on and on about Onyeka being immature about it, and you know, because of man and because of Ozzy, of course. And initially she was like, what does Ozzy want? What does Ozzy want? And then she had, you know, she spoke to Ozzy and, you know, she was confiding in him and all of that, and it was more or less like confronting her, blah blah blah. So Ozzy was just there, more or less like he was comforting her. He wasn't really saying anything against Onyeka or for Onyeka. He wasn't saying anything per se regarding the fight. It was just like, okay, there are 2 people that he really cares about in the house, so that is the reason why he didn't actually interfere in the fight. So it was just, you know, doing the usual, and he had spent a lot of quality time. He had spent some quality time with Victoria, and that had triggered Onyeka. Like, it had really pissed her off. Initially she had said no, that it's not a big deal, that she doesn't find it in whichever way that Ozzy, in one of the conversations that she had with Ozzy earlier on, immediately after the fight, she had told Ozzy that it's okay that he went to Victoria, that it's not that deep, that she knows that Ozzy is her person. He will definitely come back to her and, you know, come and chill with her and all of that. But later on, in our conversation with Chizoba, we had got to realize that that thing really pained Onyeka. Onyeka was like, Ozzy is not really a friend to her, that Ozzy is not acting like a friend, because a friend will not do what Ozzy had done. Now, why will Ozzy go to Victoria that has Kellyrae and Kassia in her corner? Ozzy still went ahead to meet her and comfort her. She that had no one in her corner. We all know that Onyeka was expecting the 1EX and the to support her and Ozzy as well. Probably Sean, her friends in the house, to join her in the fight and probably have her back, stand by her and all of that. But the entire housemates, they just left her. Even her sister did not interfere. It was at some point she was just trying to push Victoria backwards, to step back and all of that. And Victoria, the way Victoria blasted her, she just shifts to one side and she just stayed there, like she just stayed in her corner and she did not interfere. So Onyeka was just not having it at all, and she had expressed her true sentiments later on to Ozzy about it. And then when she was having a conversation with Ozzy was like, the reason why I went to Victoria is because he felt as though Victoria is a weaker person and she has a bigger personality and she can stand on her own. She's doing fine, she's doing okay. And but Victoria, you know how they struggled with bringing her out from her shell and for her to be herself and whatever in the house. But then he was one of the persons that helped her do that, to find a balance and be comfortable in the house and all of that. So that is the reason why he actually went to Victoria and not her. And later on, because he knows that she's a person and he would eventually go to her. But Babe was not having it at all. She was really pissed and they left the conversation unresolved. She walked out from the kitchen area and that was it. So far, came to congratulate Kassia. Ben also did the same. Anita as well. Even Nelly had a conversation with her girls about it. 1EX and they were neither here nor there. They were acting two-faced about it because we all know Sean is friends with Onyeka and they did not want to offend Sean. And aside that, Sean does not really like Kellyrae and Kassia. So I don't know his issue with them, but he doesn't really like them like that. And he had made mention in one of the statements that Kellyrae was going to get evicted, unknown to him that Kellyrae has more fans than him outside. And they actually knew, like they had it in them, like they thought about it, that it's possible that Onyeka is lying, because Onyeka talks a lot and then she ends up forgetting a lot of things that she says. So, and Wani has said it before, that Onyeka lies a lot, to the point that she even believes her lies. So because of all of this, like they were just trying to be careful. They would go here, they would support Onyeka, like partially, like stand with her, then they would go and they would laugh, and they would go and stand with Kassia as well. And not like they were not really saying much, but they were just there listening and all of that. It was when Tofa came to congratulate Kassia and hype her up, that was when we realized that he had said it, that he was just having a conversation about this parrot spillage with Kellyrae, and Kellyrae had told him that that's and this thing Kassia and Intokamu. So they were still talking about it. They had not even landed, they've not even finished talking about it, and it was like Kellyrae was like, no, just watch you, Kassia will go confront her now. He didn't even finish the statement. The next thing, they turned and they saw Kassia walking towards Onyeka to ask Onyeka what they were talking about, to confront her and to tell her that yes, she said it and so. And Tova was like giving her flowers, like he was just hyping her up and congratulating her for a successful fight, a successful win. And it was just funny to see and quite interesting, and all of that. Moving on to the party night, the Saturday night bedu. Victoria was in a corner, Onyeka was in a corner. At some point, the Mbadue twin went to dance with Victoria, and it was as though they were avoiding Onyeka. They didn't dance with Onyeka. Onyeka is, we all know Onyeka is one man mopo. She was just having fun, grinding, winding her waist. Courtesy of the DJ, the party was a blast. But at some point, the DJ was trying to like switch between music, like switch it up and all of that. And it was as though he wanted to play all the songs in the world at the same time, like at once. And it was really annoying. It became annoying because it was no longer looking nice, it was no longer sounding nice, and it's more or less like killed the vibe. But in general, the party was okay. It was a banger, it was a blast. The housemates enjoyed themselves, but lots of them were not really dancing much like that per se. The likes of Wani, all she did was the usual ears licking with Sean, and she didn't really do anything major. She didn't really dance, and that was it about the party. Later on, we found out that Kassia actually confronted Wani about the beef situation. That she said she was going to confront Wani in my previous video. I didn't mention of that. That she said she was going to confront Wani about this beef situation of always giving Sean a bigger portion of meat or 2 meats, whilst the other housemates they share one each, and they do the tax together, the wager tax together, they win it together, so they are all entitled to same portions of food and same portion of meat. And she said she was going to confront Kassia about it, of which she did. And the camera did not show us as usual. It was in one of their conversations that we had got to know that Kassia actually confronted her, and all Wani could say is, sorry you, and Sean really likes meat. That's the reason why she keeps giving him bigger portion of meat. And if she's offended and if she feels as though they are entitled to more meat and they need meat, she can actually go to the kitchen and cook more meat for them to eat, for herself and whoever she wants to cook for to eat. And that was at the end of that conversation. I was like, oh wow. So moving on to the after party, the housemates, lots of them were literally wasted. Kassia and Victoria especially. Kassia was just so hyper, so excited. She was just busy screaming. They say we are boring, but at least we are not fake. We are sisters and we are real friends. Then she even went ahead to give Victoria a high five. Like, they were literally happy. They were drunk to stupor. So Kellyrae was just trying to like take care of them. He made them noodles. They ate noodles and plantain, I guess. Then later on we saw Ozzy came up to Victoria, and Victoria was like, what do you want? What do you want? The usual, in her usual manner, that's how she asks him what he wants every time it comes to her, whenever she's intoxicated with alcohol and all of that, even when he's just trying to have a normal conversation with her. So he walked up to her and he sat down with her, and she was like, what do you want? He was like, nothing, that so he cannot just come to her again, that so if he doesn't come to her, she will not come to him. And then they were just having a conversation and flirting as usual, this usual way they would. And then later on, Ozzy had gone to tell his brother that Victoria was trying to kiss him all through. I'm like, Ozzy, was she trying to kiss you or she kissed you? Because the cameras did not really show us. But later on, we got to know that nothing happened. Like, they didn't kiss each other. There was no kiss. Sean and Wani, they were having a senseless argument that I don't want to go into, that I don't want to talk about. And I noticed that during the party, she wasn't really dancing, save for the usual ear licking, kissing scenes, grinding and whining that she does. She didn't really dance, like she wasn't her usual self. And I beg, I didn't sabi. I don't really want to go into details of that. So moving on to today's live eviction show. So let's take it from the top. Ebuka started tonight's live eviction show by congratulating TJ as the head of house, imagine the head of house for the week, and also how his reign has been, because we all know that Biggie has been punishing them, so he locked a lot of places in the house, like the garden area. It was today they actually found out that Big Brother locked the head of house condo as well. So TJ did not get to enjoy his reign as head of house. Like, he didn't get to enjoy the perks that comes with winning the head of house challenge and all of that. So after that, Ebuka had asked him about the message that he has passed across to the housemates. That was that really what Big Brother told him to do? We all remember the conversation, the message that Big Brother told him, that the housemates, they've been slacking, they've lost their spirit of competition, they are nominating with sentiments and all of that. And TJ had come out from the diary room, and then he had told the housemate that Big Brother said they've been nominating with sentiment, so that they are not nominating their friends. So henceforth, if you're my friend and I nominate you, no vex, now waiting Big Brother talk. And Ebuka was like, was that really what Big Brother said? And he was laughing. That no, that's not what Biggie said, but that's what he had interpreted. And Ebuka just gave him a pass and let it slide. He then moved on to Kassia, and this was when he started drilling Kassia and asking her unfair questions, like more or less like painting Onyeka in a good light. And it's the fact that whilst Ebuka was asking Kassia these questions, the camera was on Onyeka's face, and it was the look on her face was that of, you know, a pity, like she was playing a pity card, like more or less like the victim, and they were accusing her wrongly. Kassia was lying against her, and I'm like, what is this? What the hell was that drilling and questioning that Ebuka did with Kassia? He did not even allow her talk. What is that? So he asked her about the question of the feeling that, was that really the parrot spillage, that was that really what Onyeka said, or it was just a feeling? And he didn't even let this young woman talk. He was just, you know, choking her up with more questions and, you know, blasting her, and more or less like he was trying to paint Kassia a liar because she didn't get enough time to, you know, answer the question. She was trying to answer, and it was like, is it a yes or a no answer? Is it a yes or a no? And she was like, yes. She said it's like it's a strategy, and then in another conversation that she had made reference to it, and that's the reason why I said it's, I feel like it's a fit. This guy no let her talk. He was not like, okay, don't you have the strategy as well? And she was like, no. And gosh, I don't know, but I feel a certain kind of way about all of that. I actually do, because it just didn't make sense at all. Before the ad break, it didn't give her enough time to defend herself. It was more or less like he was asking questions in favor of Onyeka. They didn't even give Kassia enough time to talk before the ad break. They didn't even give her, you know, he was just tricking her up and all of that with questions, like follow-up questions. No time. And we all know that Kassia likes to take her time to answer questions, but this question between Kassia and between Ebuka and Kassia was just so unfair. He didn't really give her time, as much time as he gave the other housemates. He just came telling her, no time, you have a lot to do, no time, just, it's a yes or no answer me. And that was so unfair. Moving on to the question that Ebuka had shown. So Ebuka moved on to Sean, and he asked Sean if he and Wani are officially boyfriend and girlfriend, and Sean had said they are official in the house, like Wani had said, but then they are exclusive in the house, but not outside. When they get outside, they will know that they are not officially boyfriend and girlfriend outside. He didn't agree, neither did he not agree. He didn't say yes, neither did he say no. He was just sitting on the fence in between. And this should have been Wani's cue to have sense, but sis is in love. She likes the boy, she likes the guy, and she's feeling the guy, in her words. So let's leave baby girl. They don't advise someone in love, so when time reach, you go get sense. Ebuka then moved on to Wani to ask her about the conversation she had with Sean and TJ about him being the only guy in a ship that doesn't disrespect his woman. That, take for instance, during all their parties, that Sean had never danced with any other woman, but then look at other guys in the ship, they keep dancing with different people. Take Suj for example. Now Suj even went as far as spanking Onyeka's butt, that Sean would never do that. And I'm looking at this babe like, even Ebuka was like, okay, you're saying he would never disrespect you like that, he would never disrespect his woman, he's the only one in the ship that doesn't disrespect his woman. How about the insult and the disrespect and the, you know, emotional and verbal abuse that he dishes out to you, that you keep complaining about? What do you call that? Isn't that disrespect? And she was like, this girl was just chanting nonsense. She was chanting shit. She was like, they are not the same, like in that aspect, yeah, but then this is the aspect that this is where she's coming from. And I'm like, girl, shut up. Next. Ebuka then moved on to Ozzy and asked him about the conversation he had with his brother at the kitchen area about how Victoria tried to kiss him last night during the party. And this guy, Ebuka then asked him that what was that all about, and what did you do? And he said nothing. And Ebuka was like, you did nothing? He said yes. He said, so you don't see how you're trying to, like, you know, enable these ladies, like you're not saying yes and you're not saying no, you're not trying to stop it, neither are you accepting it. So where does that leave you? Like, bringing it back to the triangle ship stuff that we talked about the previous time, you don't shut this kind of conversation down, neither do you do anything about it. You just let it happen. Whatever happens, happens. And it was like he didn't, she wanted to kiss him, but he knew that it was not going to happen, that he probably wouldn't have let it happen. Or I don't know the stupid answer that he gave, that connect is, the connect is not connecting, that be the connect one nonsense lawyer English we speak. We speak. So Ebuka then moved on to Victoria and asked her the same question, and this girl had explained, and you know, to both the viewing audience, the people that have been dragging her on social media, on the streets of social media, on the internet, and Ebuka as well, that she asked him, it was more or less like she did not try to kiss him, that she asked him a question that, if I kiss you now, what will you do? And he was trying to be diplomatic about it. He didn't really say anything, and then he was like he didn't really say much. And then she was like, okay, that she was intoxicated, like she was high, she was tipsy, so whatever she said, she just asked the question, not like she wanted to do it or she really wanted to kiss him. And Ebuka was like, okay, like he didn't buy the answer, he didn't believe, and that's his business. Tonight I just a verse for Ebuka, because I don't like the way, I didn't like the way he was drilling some certain people, and he wasn't drilling other people the same way. Like, it was just, you know, I beg. Ebuka then moved on to OC to ask him about the conversation he had with Chizoba about the percentage of time she spent with Ben, and is he trying to get rid of Ben? And this young man was like, why will he want to get rid of Ben? That aside from the show that makes Ben his competition or a threat to him, he doesn't really see Ben as a threat. On a normal day, Ben is not really competition to him. Like, see me, see Ben. He didn't say it that way, but it was more or less like, see me, see Ben. We're not on the same level, we're not on the same, you know. So why would I see him as a competition? Ebuka had then thrown a question at Ben to ask him about the conversation he had been having all through the week about the nominations process, because he was really upset at the fact that these twins, the Mbadwe twins, nominated him, because he felt as though they had a friendship and more or less like an alliance. So, and he doesn't nominate them because of Chizoba, so why would they nominate him? Like, he was really pissed, and he had a whole lot to say. But this guy had repeated the fact that he had said that he had answered Ebuka that he had just said that he was actually upset that they nominated him, and he was like, okay, he doesn't nominate them because of Chizoba, so they are close to Chizoba, they are friends with Chizoba, that's the reason why he doesn't nominate them. So them nominating him, well, it's the game. Like, he had tried to, you know, play it safe, because we all know he's trying to, you know, connect with them outside the house. Like, he's trying to, you know, he's into nightlife, and these guys, they have a club, or they're trying to build a club or whatever they're doing, and he's trying to, you know, get more connections with these guys outside the house. So he's not trying to spoil any of that. He's just trying to build a bond and, you know, continue their kumbayashi outside the house. Finally, Ebuka then evicted Ben and Chizoba, not together, separately of course. But then I am not surprised. The only surprising thing is the amount of people that were evicted, just 2. I was expecting like 4 or 3, or probably 1 of each pair, 1 members of the pairs, 1 members of the paired partner, the duo dynamic. Like, that would have been the real nightmare. Like, if that had happened, I mean, the organizers of the show, they had posted it on their socials that this eviction show is going to be a nightmare. But evicting just 2 is more or less like sweet dreams. Probably a nightmare to their fans. And their supporters. But to us, the viewers, we saw it coming, so it wasn't really shocking. It wasn't really surprising. There was nothing nightmare about it. I beg, the organizers of the show should do better. We actually saw it coming. Like, if I'd gotten my hopes high, I would have been actually disappointed, but I'm not, because this show has been boring. This season has been boring. It's been a drag. They should just nominate a winner already and let everybody rest, make everybody go out. So this is where I call it a night. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all on the next one. Do not forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notification bell button to be amongst the first set of people to see my videos each time I post a new one. And also share my videos with family and friends. Guys, like and subscribe. It is free. It costs nothing other than your data and few seconds of your time. Au revoir, guys. Adios. Peace and love. Love you all. Peace and love, guys. Bye, guys.